And those images never go away. It really doesn't matter where they come from. And you know what? I'll never know to what degree seeing those images had on a young age that I saw them, just as Garrett was describing with his friend, that those images had on my sexual choices later in life. Well, good evening. My name's Devan, and I'm a mother of 6. But only 3 are living. See, the other 3 were never given a chance to be born. Their lives were taken by my hand. If you're thinking abortion, you're right. And I've had 3 of them. My last abortion was a long time ago. And years passed, and I'm married now, and I have an amazing family. Yet I can tell you that I still remember each of them like it was yesterday. The pain was so excruciating in one that I passed out. I chose to go to an abortion clinic. And there, during the procedure, 2 attendants had to hold me down to keep me still, to keep my body from fighting against the life that was being sucked out of me. The 2 other times, I decided to go to a doctor's office, not wanting to feel that kind of pain again. I just didn't expect that it would numb my conscience as well. So how does something like this happen? Well, for me, I was raised by a single mom who was working 2 jobs, and I was a latchkey kid. The only influences that I had were my friends at school. I had free reign in TV watching, and my brother's magazine, Pornography, which was prolific. By the time I was 12, I had seen things so vile and so devastatingly perverted that I thought they were normal, and I could still see the images. Drinking and stealing alcohol out of our liquor cabinet home already became an activity. These magazines became the secret thing that my friends and I would look at when we had sleepovers. So of course that just followed suit that at 14 I officially lost my virginity. At 15 came cigarettes, speed, marijuana, hash, and cocaine. A year or 2 later, ecstasy and mushrooms, along with the multiple guys that I had already had sex with. But you know, I had tried all these things. To fit in with my friends at school, sure. But you know, secretly, I was hoping to catch that attention of that one guy that I knew was going to fill this void that I had in my heart. And since I had no real relationship with my dad, I thought I'd find it through sex and parties. So at 16, I felt invincible at controlling all of this. Well, that control led to my first pregnancy and abortion. At 17, while away at college, my second pregnancy and abortion. Later that year, I contracted an STD. Thankfully, it was treatable. At 18, my third pregnancy and abortion. You know, 4 years ago, our now president was quoted as saying, you know, if you make a mistake, why be punished with a baby? Here's the problem that I have with that. Because whatever our actions are and whatever our choices may be, there will always be consequences. And if you believe that the moment of life is not conception, then you're deceived. I know because I got to hear the heartbeats when they said, it's not a life. You know, I wish I had known. I wish someone had told me the repercussions of casual sex, or at least told me that there was another option besides abortion. So let me challenge you. If you find yourself in a situation where you're feeling pressured, or even if you're just feeling tempted to have sex outside of marriage, choose to walk away. If you've already been having sex, then you know what? You can make different choices starting right now. Stay accountable to a couple of close friends who can keep your boundaries if you can't. Have an exit strategy. Because the fact of the matter is, the burden of life and death is a heavy one to bear. Taking your child's life was never supposed to be an option, but I guarantee you, it will never leave your thoughts the rest of your life once you do. Well, at 18, I started going to church, and over time, I got saved. But please understand, it was absolutely nothing that I could have ever done. Nothing I could have ever tried to work up on my own. It was God loving me enough to get a hold of me, because I would have kept on down that destructive path with no consequences, seemingly, sending more baby souls to heaven and using abortion as birth control. I didn't know that this void that I had in my heart wasn't just caused from a broken family, or from not having a dad around, or even from having sex with so many guys that I don't remember them all. The void was created by God, for God, and He wanted to fill it. And I wonder how many of you here tonight have tried to fill it with everything imaginable, except the only one who can heal it. He gave me a second chance, but I know that it is only by putting my faith and trust in what Jesus did for me that I can stand before you forgiven and saved by grace. And you know what? I wish that I could say that I don't ever think about my past or my regrets. I can't. But I can say that I know the one who will never forsake me, no matter what. And that's more than I can say of myself and those 3 nameless babies. But I also know that as long as I walk this life with Jesus, that He gives me strength and hope. And one day I will see those 3 precious children in heaven.